Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Big Larry here on Jack's Private Coffee Corner. Thought I'd make a video on the 30th of October here. It's nighttime. It's getting close to midnight for me on the 30th. And I wanted to make this earlier today, but I had a few things come up. I've been pretty busy with a few projects that I've been working on, so I just wanted to get this out today. I could have waited until tomorrow morning, but I know there are some people in the States who like to listen to stuff when they're on their way to work or at their jobs in the morning, so I thought I'd put this out now. So this is my crypto update. As I said, it's October 30th. It's Wednesday for me. Tomorrow's Halloween. That should be pretty fun, huh? Okay. What am I going to talk about here today? Well, I want to talk about a couple things. One will be Ripple. There's a lot of news about Ripple in the press recently. There's Ripple's possible involvement with a SWIFT alternative with Russia, China, and India. That could be pretty big. Then there's a news story out that XRP has accounted for over 50% of all crypto transactions in the last 24 hours. That's pretty interesting. And you know, there's this Ripple Swell conference that takes place every year. And there are people who say as you get closer to the conference, the price of Ripple pumps, and then immediately after the conference, the price of Ripple dumps, or XRP, I should say, right? XRP. Well, this Swell conference will be November 7th through the 9th in Singapore. So we're getting closer to that conference, and we'll see if this increased number of transactions has anything to do with the conference, and if it does, in fact, make the price pump this coming week. Okay, then next, I'll be talking about China. China's been in the news, right? The president of China, remember, he came out and he urged the acceleration of development of blockchain technology for innovation in China. And as I said, if a guy like that comes out and gives that speech, it means they've already done it. They've already got the foundation, the groundwork laid. Now it's just a matter of officially rolling all this stuff out. Also, the top central bank official in China recently said that Chinese banks should immediately embrace the blockchain. Ooh, that's interesting, huh? So, they've already got it going, in my opinion. Next, connected to this, maybe, you know, NEO. I have an article here. NEO surged 35% while the rest of the crypto market was dumping. That's pretty interesting. I have my own numbers on NEO. I think it actually has pumped more than 35%, but we'll see. And another story related to China is, you know, China comes out with these rankings of blockchain projects, and they listed EOS and Tron as the top two. And then the last thing I'll talk about, as far as stories in the news, so this IOHK organization, they're announcing their incentivized testnet with Cardano rewards. I've talked about this before, but I just want to mention it again in case you haven't heard the first time, because you know there's certain things you have to do, or you have to have your Cardano in one of two wallets to actually have this, to actually be rewarded. Okay, and then after I've spoken about all of those articles, I'll go over some of the crypto prices in my basket and talk about those. There's still some ones I really like. Yeah, okay, I'll stop there and see you in a second. Okay, here we are with the first article. This is the title is XRP Army Fired Up About Ripple's Possible Involvement with SWIFT Alternative for Russia, China, and India. Okay, this comes from the BitcoinExchangeGuide.com website. It was posted October 29th, and it looks like the author is Crystal M. Crystal M, thank you for this article. Okay, what's this about? Well, Russia, China, and India are developing a payment system as an alternative for SWIFT. This is pretty big news, right? And these three countries will work primarily with Russia's payment system. So I would imagine Russia has something in place already. Maybe they've gotten help by the Chinese, I'm not sure. And then the three countries will use this alternative system. And it's most likely blockchain, right? Yes. Okay, and I guess this has been in the works since 2017, it says here. Now, if you remember correctly, there was something a number of years ago, several years ago, where the U.S. said they could cut, Russia off from the SWIFT system. And maybe that had to do with, maybe they were thinking China also. Cutting those countries off from the SWIFT system. What is the SWIFT system? Well, it's the system of sending money around the world. If you've ever lived in a foreign country and you've had to send money to someone, which I have for a number of years, you get stuck with a SWIFT system. You often have to have a SWIFT code for the bank you're sending money to. I remember once my dad sent some money from America, and I believe he paid about $25 to his bank in America for the fee to send it. And then when I got the money, we found out that JP Morgan in New York, they took $90 out for using their SWIFT system. $90 out just for it passing through their bank. And then my bank in Japan took a little bit of money too. So it's a real racket. Boy, these banks are, they're just the worst. I can't even think of a good way to describe it. But they're just lower than low, right? Bankers and insurance people, watch out, Okay, so they may have an alternative system, blockchain based. So this is exciting. There's a huge amount of the world's population just in China and India alone. So if they do this alternative system, that's going to be the first, chink in the armor, so to speak. This will be a very good first step for the rest of us getting out of the SWIFT system. It's a terrible system. It's very high fees. It's slow. So I will be glad when the SWIFT system is gone and we're all using blockchain technology to send money back and forth. Okay, let's see. What's the next one here? Yes, XRP has accounted for over 50% of all crypto transactions in the last 24 hours. This came out about 10 hours ago, I think. I hopefully have that right. This came from Cointelegraph.com. The author is Joeri Kant. Okay, well, that's pretty interesting. So there's this crypto data tracker called BitInfoCharts. And according to them, the XRP, the daily transactions of XRP accounted for more than 50% of all the transactions during this last 24-hour period. And it was it says 1.6 million. Is that right? Yes. They recorded 1.6 million transactions. And it says they're just giving some data here in the article. On October 21st, XRP processed 730,000 transactions in a day. And just, 8 days later, now it's up to 1.6 million daily transactions. That's more than 100% increase. That's amazing. So I'm pretty excited about XRP. Some of the news I've heard in Japan here is that XRP, let's see, well, Ripple, I should say, Ripple. There's this pay platform. They call it an e-pay platform, or a cashless payment platform. It's called PayPay here in Japan. They advertise the hell out of this on TV. They want everyone to get into PayPay. The government just raised the consumption tax from 8% to 10%, and they have this deal where if you use cashless platforms, you'll actually get a rebate anywhere from 5 to 10%. If you use, you get 5 to 10% back as a way to help you adjust to this extra 2% increase in the consumption tax. PayPay is one of the companies now. PayPay, if you use PayPay in Japan, this platform, for shopping or whatever, they give you 5% of your purchase price back. And if you combine that with the government's program, which is also 5%, you can get 10% back on everything you buy. But you know, the consumption tax is 10%. So basically, they're paying you, they're paying the tax back to you. So that's pretty exciting. They'll be using the Ripple network to do this with PayPay. And I think I told everyone in a video more than a month ago that one of the banks that my wife uses in Malaysia was also advertising that you could send money between Malaysia and England using XRP. They were touting it as taking 2 to 3 seconds for the money to be sent. Well, for the money to actually be delivered in the recipient's account. That's how fast it was. I forget what the fees are. Actually, sending money from Malaysia to anywhere in the world is very cheap. Very, very, very cheap. It's unbelievably cheap in comparison to Japan or America. Sending money from Japan or America. Fees are incredibly low. So I can't imagine how low they are now if they're using the Ripple blockchain. Okay. Let's see, moving on to my next article here. So we were talking about in another video the president of China saying, hey, we all have to embrace blockchain. Well, guess what? There's an article here. It comes from beingcrypto.com. It's from 2 days ago, and the author is Shilpa Lama. Shilpa Lama, that's an interesting name. And the title is Chinese Banks Should Immediately Embrace Blockchain, says top central bank official. Okay, so this is interesting. You had the president of China coming out saying the same thing. Now a week later, a top official from the Chinese government is openly endorsing, decentralized distributed ledgers, and saying that they're the future of banking and financial institutions. So that's pretty heavy stuff, pretty big stuff. So this Li Wei, who's the head of the People's Bank of China's technology department, he said that now the time is right for commercial banks to step up and integrate blockchain technology into their day-to-day operations. He further stated that blockchain technology has all the necessary ingredients to help commercial banks mitigate fraud risks while simultaneously helping small-sized and medium-sized enterprises secure loans. That's very interesting. I would imagine they have all of this stuff in place. It's already in place, and it won't be long and we'll see this stuff rolled out, and it'll be in the press more and more. Okay, let's see. I had something else on China. Oh, it's in a different browser. Okay, this is about NEO, right? So this article is from ccn.com. ccn.com, and it's from October 27th, so it's about 3 days ago. The author is Will Heisman. Okay, and the title is Why NEO Surged 35% While Rest of Crypto Market Took a Snooze. So let's see. So what's driving this rapid upswing in NEO? Well, according to this author, one of the things is what we talked about just now. President Xi telling everyone, hey, we have to seize the opportunity of blockchain technology. So people are calling it the Z pump, right? President Z pump. They think maybe he helped push it higher. And maybe that's true. You know, everyone in China opens up the newspaper that day or turns on the news and they say they see their president talking about blockchain and how cryptocurrencies are going to be the way of the near future. So everyone, you know, either wanted to jump on, or it created interest in people who hadn't bought cryptocurrencies yet to jump on the bandwagon. And let's see. Oh, recently there was a, NEO's co-founders, they had an Ask Me Anything forum on Reddit. And this was a few days ago, and they talked about, well, most of the questions were about this NEO 3.0. People are very optimistic about NEO 3.0. And let's see, Eric Zhang is one of the co-founders of NEO, and he said that with this new upgrade, NEO will absolutely be able to put 20,000 transactions per second through their system. No problem, no problem. It'll be attained relatively quickly after the upgrade to NEO 3.0, he said. And let's see, he also said, quote, NEO is not a currency, it's a platform. I don't think NEO will have any conflict with the digital currency issued by the Central Bank of China or any other countries. And he's saying our new cross-chain technology being developed by NEO will make it easier for various digital currencies to circulate on NEO. So that's very interesting. Let's hope that NEO can sustain this positive movement forward. I really like NEO. I really like NEO for a lot of reasons. I know I talk about NEO a lot, so I won't say any more. But I will talk about the price increase at the end here. Okay, let's see. What's next? Well, we're still in China. We're still talking about China news here. You know, China, every year they rank blockchain projects. This year, let's see. Oh, I should give a shout out here. This is from beingcrypto.com. Oh, I think I had another article from them. The author is Anton Lucian from 14 hours ago. The title here is EOS and Tron top China's blockchain project rankings. Okay, so the Ministry of Industry and Information in China, they released, it says version 14 of their cryptocurrency project rankings. That sounds very Asian to call something version 14. I can imagine that. In Japan here, for typhoons, they give it a number. They don't use the name that everyone else in Asia uses. Okay. So EOS and Tron topped the list at number 1 and number 2, respectively. Number 3 was Ethereum. 4 was Nulls, N-U-L-S. I don't know anything about it. 5 is BitShares, 6 is Steem, 7 is Lisk. Lisk, that's interesting. There's one cryptocurrency exchange in Japan that I know of, and even 2 years ago when they had only seven coins, and I think they still only have 7 coins that you can buy, one of them was Lisk. So I was very surprised by that. Okay, so Lisk is number 7 here. 8 is Qtum, 9 is NEO, okay, 10 is XLM, hey, all right. XLM is stellar, right? and 11 is Bitcoin. So it's really interesting that Bitcoin only got to number 11. Okay. So I won't go into all of that, but that shows someone in the Chinese government is looking at these projects. I think EOS is a good project, but it hasn't reached its potential, not nearly as far as I thought it would be. They're not as far in their timeline as I thought they would be. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, my last article here, this came from sludgefeed.com. That's a cool name, sludgefeed.com. Craig Russo is the author. It's from the 29th of October. And it's IOHK announces incentivized testnet with Cardano rewards. This is something I've talked about before. So, the third phase of Shelley testing will allow users to delegate their Cardano or operate a staking pool. Now, I'm pretty sure when I mentioned this before, let's see, so, I should mention if you don't know, IOHK is the development team behind the Cardano blockchain, okay? And so with this third phase of their Shelley testnet, they're going to start rewarding users with ADA for network participation. Okay. So, and this testnet will enable this development team to test, various mechanisms within the blockchain under what they're calling near real world conditions. Okay, near real world conditions. And what they're going to do now, I haven't seen any dates. I have not seen any official dates. Maybe there's something. If you went to the IOHK website, they may have some detailed information. I haven't found it yet. But what they're going to do is soon, probably sometime in November, early to mid-November, they're going to take a snapshot of all Cardano held across Cardano's supported wallets, including Daedalus, Yoroi, which is Y-O-R-O-I. I'm pronouncing it. It looks Japanese to me, so I'm giving it a Japanese pronunciation, Yoroi. So including Daedalus, Yoroi, and paper wallets, it's saying. So this snapshot is going to capture the value of your Cardano, and that will be transferred to the testnet, and that will allow you to participate in this incentivized testing. So you're going to get rewards from for the Cardano that you have, but you have to have it on the Daedalus wallet, the Yoroi wallet, or a paper wallet. I'm not sure how the paper wallet thing is going to work. And they said, and this development team said that if you are holding your Cardano on exchanges, you will not be able to participate. So, and also, if you put your Cardano into one of those wallets after they take the snapshot, you're not going to get anything. So you have to have your Cardano in one of those wallets before the snapshot occurs. Okay? Okay. Let's see. Let me clear some of my web browser windows here. I have so many windows open that my system is starting to freeze up on me here. Okay, that's looking much better. Now I want to jump over. Oh, now my system's frozen, it looks like. Okay, so next I want to jump over and look at prices on, I have a basket of cryptocurrencies that I'm always looking at. And let's see. Oh, things are moving so slow here. This is what I don't like about Windows. You know, with Windows, with a PC, you could have some big update going on in the background that you don't know about. It's just slowing your system down like crazy. Okay, so what's going on with cryptos here? Well, I took a snapshot this morning. At that time, Bitcoin was $9,434. How are things looking? Well, let's see. Bitcoin Cash and OMG are looking really good, really good. So the amount of Bitcoin Cash that you could get with 1 Bitcoin has been steadily decreasing, slowly decreasing. Now from 2 days ago until today, it dropped down even more. You get 3 Bitcoin Cash less. And not only is Bitcoin Cash getting stronger compared to Bitcoin, its price is also going up. Its price has gone up 10.5% in the last 2 days. So having those two at the same time are very healthy. It looks very good. The other one, OMG. OMG has gotten considerably stronger versus Bitcoin, and its price in fiat dollars is up 9.6%. So that's really good. That's a good signal. And if I go back, let's see, let me just jump back a few days here. Okay, now from the 26th to the 27th, OMG really, it gained 12%. The price gained 12% and it got much stronger compared to Bitcoin. So that momentum has carried through till today. So OMG has not only gotten stronger against Bitcoin, but its price in dollars has increased over 21% in just 3 days. OMG is one of the coins that I worked on getting more of over the, let's see, from, we'll say, July to September. Maybe you remember one of my previous videos, I talked about how I increased my NEO holdings and my OMG holdings. I doubled my OMG holdings. And, no, wait, I think it was 90 some percent. It wasn't quite doubling. It was close, though. I'll say 91, 92%. That I increased my OMG through trading, and let's see, my NEO was exactly doubled. So for some reason, I don't know why, I just had maybe that was something from my spirit guides. The universe was talking to me, hey Larry, get more NEO, get more OMG. Those are the only two I focused on over the last several months, and now I'm looking at these things going, wow. NEO's performing fantastically. OMG is performing very, very nicely the last 3 days. And this is at a time when other cryptos are not doing as well against Bitcoin. So I'm pretty happy with that. So now if we look at NEO, the last couple days, NEO has not done much. It's gone down. Its price in fiat dollars has gone down. And it's lost strength against Bitcoin just for the last 2 days. However, if we go back, let's see. If I go back to the 26th, and I look at how did NEO do from the 25th to the 26th of this month? Well, it went up 26%. The price did, just from the 25th to the 26th, 26%. Now, and it had been quite weak against Bitcoin, but it got much stronger against Bitcoin, and its price in fiat dollars went up 26.7%, just from the 25th to the 26th. Well, then if we move forward, how did it do from the 26th to the 27th? It got considerably stronger against Bitcoin, and its price went up 8.5% in fiat dollars. Okay, now from the 27th to the 28th, what did it do? Again, it got much stronger against Bitcoin, and its price went up 12% in dollars. So from the 25th to the 28th, oh man, NEO, there was the article saying it went up 35%. That was from a couple days ago. If I just do a quick, back of the napkin calculation here, I'm looking at over a 50% increase in NEO's price. So, yeah, I was telling people, hey, you should back when I remember, up until the 25th, the price of NEO was around $6.90, $6.98 in that ballpark. And I was saying, yeah, I think NEO would be a good coin to pick up. Well, man, it jumped from that day. So maybe somebody was listening to my video and helped me out there. I don't know. Okay, and one of my other favorites, OMG, is doing well too. Now, if I had to give a recommendation, Tezos looks very attractive. Why? The price is down. Tezos is down. When I looked today, it was at 87 cents. It might be lower now that it's nighttime here. It's around midnight. It has lost strength against Bitcoin, and its price is down about 5% just from a day before. Okay, it was up a little bit the last few days. Now it dropped down and lost considerable strength against Bitcoin. So I would say Tezos would be a pretty good thing to pick up right now. The other coins in my basket, I won't go into much detail on them. You know, it's Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, Stellar, Cardano. Talked about NEO, Tezos, and OMG, Digibyte, and Theta. Digibyte's had an okay surge the last couple of days. It's gained considerable strength against Bitcoin. Price is up a little bit. Theta is also doing much better, but the prices are only up, 3%, 3.5% in fiat dollars, and we're not talking about a lot. We're looking at Digibyte. It's not even 1 cent yet. It's like 7/10 of a cent. And, Theta did get to 10 cents today, so that's good. So we're not talking about huge numbers, so when it goes up a certain percent, it doesn't seem like much because we're starting out with such a small number. I mean, right now, if you had 1 Bitcoin, you can get 1.2 million Digibyte. So it is what it is. Okay, so all of the coins are gaining value against Bitcoin, except NEO and Tezos at the moment. They're a little weak against Bitcoin. OMG's looking good. Bitcoin Cash is looking good. Those are probably the 2 best performers in the last few days, in my opinion. NEO was fantastic over the previous 3-4 days before that. Had huge increases. As I've said so many times, if you look at NEO, watch the chart, you'll see these beautiful ups and downs, ups and downs. And, if you had an inkling to, and this is not financial advice because I don't give financial advice, I just give recommendations. But if you had the willpower to do it, and you got into a NEO at one of these low points, in a day's time, you could have ridden that, up and down a couple times. And maybe I know someone who's done that. So NEO, yes, NEO is a fascinating coin to watch, to observe. OMG, you can also make some nice moves. Tezos, up until the end of September, was a coin doing the same thing, getting, 10%, 10 cents, it would go up 10 cents, drop down 12 cents. It would go up, 9 cents and drop back down 7 cents. Then it would go up 15 cents. A lot of movement in Tezos. Okay, so my recommendation, if somebody really wanted to get something, I would say Tezos is a great buy right now. The 2 strongest ones I see are Bitcoin Cash and OMG. I'm not saying don't buy those, but they're just really strong right now. I think they will continue to be strong in the future. Okay, that's all I have for you folks. It is October 30th, 1 day away. It's actually officially Halloween for me here. I hope everybody has a safe Halloween, a fun Halloween. Interestingly enough, here in Japan, a lot of people celebrate Halloween now. Years ago when I was a teacher, I would always have Halloween parties, and it was strange for a lot of the students who came because they would say, oh, we don't know what's Halloween. We've seen it in movies. We don't know what it is. What are we supposed to do? And I had all kinds of activities that were Halloween related, and it became quite a big affair. Lots of people. I had people who would want to come just to my party. They didn't want to, come to my classes and learn anything. They just wanted to participate in these Halloween parties. So it's very interesting to see now that people are walking around the center of a city. They're all dressed up, younger people. Yesterday I was in a city working with a client, very big company here in Japan, and on my way to the company I saw so many people dressed up in Halloween costumes, and a bunch of restaurants were celebrating. They had a big event. So it was really nice to see that people are catching on to the Halloween fever here in Japan. Okay, everybody, have a great Halloween. Stay safe. I hope this information was useful. If you've watched the video all the way to the end, thank you very much. If you liked it, hit the like button, leave me a comment. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Okay, you guys take care and have a great evening.